Hello, losers, cool beans, and other livable weirdos, and welcome to I actually upload another Sims build. Listen, it was a journey. 2 weeks ago, Casey Neistat uploaded a video called About This Hotel Room. He gave a little tour of his snazzy hotel room, and I immediately went, I have to build it in The Sims. So I built it that weekend, and the not very long story, even shorter, is I've been having some technical issues with my video editor. I don't really know what's going on with it. It just decided it suddenly wanted to have more CPU for breakfast, to the point where it wasn't loading things properly because it just gave up after a point. So, yeah. There's that part of me that's like, I could have had this up already. But you know what? It is what it is, and it's still a very fun build, okay? I don't exactly build hotel rooms often, and I get so focused on recreating anything in The Sims. Just ask anyone who's tried to like talk to me while I'm building something in The Sims. Just nope, I'm not fully there. I am only Sims. Oh, my brain is like, no life, only Sims when building. Sometimes. But yeah, so I built the, you know, the bedroom, the bathroom, the whole hotel room. I have given it a little bit of the hallway you see a little bit of, and then I have had some creative liberties on I was going to say the backyard. I don't think hotels have backyards, and certainly not ones that are on the very top of a building. Well, I say that, there's probably exceptions, but generally. But it has a fancy outdoor activity area that you'll see later, but that's spoilers. Until then, you just have me fighting with trying to recreate the tiny balconies. I'm like, if we could just do like half tiles, that'd be great. I was like, it works, okay? It's not the main feature, it just has to capture the vibe. And capture the vibe it did. I made a nice little row of them, you know, there's a fake non-hotel room. You know how in The Sims 4, actually, when you're staying in when you live in an apartment, you know how your neighbors are just like, you can sort of see the wall outline, but it's just black? Yeah, that's kind of the vibe there. There's a door that leads into dark nothingness out in that future hallway. Oh. But yeah, it's always a fun build. I spent way too long being like, do arches work? Does bantles work? What works for this space? How can I recreate this properly? I'm pretty proud of how it's turned out. Like I say, every single time I recreate something on The Sims, in The Sims, which also feels weird to say because I realize this is like the second video on this channel, but wow, gestures at other channel that used to be more variety and now just has recreations of horror things in The Sims along with horror games. I've built a few things in The Sims, okay? And every time I'm recreating something, I'm always like, but it's not close enough. And then, you know, you have to just be like, it's okay. It's okay because we don't have everything in The Sims. It just gotta capture the vibe. And I do believe I captured the vibe. I actually haven't, like, because I mean, I built this. I made most of the video. I don't fully remember what this even looks like now because this is like 2 weeks later after building them, and I'm like, who now? Where now? What now? Oh yeah, I spent way too long trying to figure out what nice little cabinet or drawer would match that better. I feel like everything was just either too tall or too short or not wide enough, and you know, I needed like a combo of things, but a combo of things wasn't gonna work, so we made do. But the real, I laugh at myself because I'm all like, oh, I took forever deciding this. The real thing that took forever deciding, so much to the point that I edited out some of the flicking through options because just no. The bathroom. I spent way too long on the walls and the floors in the bathroom because there were things that would match sort of the colors or the sort of vibe of it, but not then. It would get the vibe but not the colors, or it would get the colors but not the vibe, you know? And it's probably the least accurate as far as the walls go, but at the same time close enough, you know? You'll see when we get there, as I spend way too much time. I really liked that first sofa we used. I really, really did, but I knew I had to have the sectional to have that longer bit at the end. Oh, On a completely unrelated note, just because I'm holding it right now, I got my first squashmallow. It is, to no one's surprise that knows me, it's a little Winnie the Pooh squashmallow. I wasn't into squashmallows. I was avoiding that plushie rabbit hole because I'm already in about 50 plushie rabbit holes. It's called plushie rabbit holes in general. but my friend and me were like trying to be out Christmas shopping, and I saw like a Christmassy, like a Santa hat wearing Winnie the Pooh one. It was one of the bigger ones, and I was like, it's so soft and it's Winnie the Pooh, and but I was just like, that Santa hat, no. Short story, I have a smaller normal, non-seasonal little Winnie the Pooh now, and they're so soft. And this is the thing, if you've watched me on Twitch, or if you've maybe seen me ramble on my other YouTube at all, I'm very into plushies, but the squishy ones they're just so distracting in the most nice way. There's that bathroom. You'll see, because you know, those tiles, I feel like get part of it, but the real problem was because of the way the floor in the bath, like, so I was trying to get something that in the walls would kind of match going along this sort of half wall-esque thing around the bath and all, and the tile, and it was just, attempts were made. And you know what? If there are points for effort, I will take those points. So it's okay. So cool though. And I just, this hotel has an actual little tiny room inside of the bathroom that is just for the toilet. And that's just mind-blowing. Like, I get it. Sometimes fancy bathrooms have a little separate area for the toilet, you know, when there's like a half wall dividing them. But this one went a step further. This one went, no, separate enclosed room within the enclosed room. That is literally any building, I know. But toilets don't normally get that. And it's just interesting. I also really, I haven't had a sim live here yet, and I can't wait to see them in like the shower, because I'm just going to be like going, are you happy? Does this shower make you feel fulfilled? Because I feel like if I had a literal like walk-in room basically of a shower, well, I know I'd probably drown my floor a lot less. That's mostly a joke. It happened once, not at my house. It was a shower bathtub. The curtain betrayed me a little bit. It's fine, because it was only a little bit. Oh, but it was funny. The crickets are laughing. No, the crickets are not laughing. Oh, okay, you know what? Speaking of, like, to rewind a bit, things and technical problems, right? This was never meant to be the second video on this channel, okay? I know I built, like, my first one was like an old build, the little teen hangout one. I was like, I'll fire that out while, like, the teen high school packs out. Woo, fun. And I was going to have a Halloween sort of themed build. Yeah, that didn't really work out. One part technical issues, one part I think it just didn't. No, wait, did I get that build finished in time? No, I think I did. I think it was the technical issues. But I don't think I realized just how much of a technical issue I had then. Maybe this has been slowly growing. I need to like sit down with the timeline. Point being, I had a big build for Halloween. If you follow me on Twitch, you know, you may have seen. So I built it on stream. It was fun. Look at that little table, those little fancy little things. Also, looking at all the things on that table, there's so many times where I find better objects in debug. Don't worry, not everything is final. Halloween build. It exists. It was beautiful. I'm very proud of it. I'm not sure if I'm going to post it or if I'm going to sit on it until next year, because I'm like, nyeh. I have the idea, you know, posting it for Halloween, October vibes, and I'm like, maybe I want to just stick with that, so we will see. But then I started trying to finish a build that was my backup build for that. I'm struggling to remember, what was it? Was it a problem with one of the files, or was it a problem with it not loading that, and I tried to see if it would let me use the smaller build video to... But anyway, so big community lot build was idea number one. Cool family house with a potentially spooky vibe twist was Plan B. That one I may upload sooner because it's not inherently Halloween-y. It was just, it has a little plot twist quirky vibe that could work if needed. It was a fun one though. I liked it. It's not based on anything, like it's not a recreation of anything, but it was sort of, I took an idea both from like the stories of this happening, and I'd seen some of the bigger SimTubers building the same concept idea, and I went, I want to try that out, see how I go about that in The Sims, and thus I did. And thus you may see. Welcome to Casey Neistat's Hotel with a future things you've no idea about ramble. Thumbs up. These are the times where I go, maybe having some kind of face cam with a Sims build works. But you know what? As much as I slightly talk with my hands and stuff, I don't think it really adds to the experience. I feel like I'd just be blocking the build up points. But you know, pros and cons, because I'm used to watching speed builds where there is the SimTuber. But you know what? I'm not like, my main thing is not being a SimTuber, as much as I had a phase where it kind of tried to be, but that has passed. This is just I'm addicted to building. It is a fun side to everything else. I'm so happy about that, like room service food tray thing being in debug, because I saw that and went, yes, because that's exactly where that table was that he had his room service, and yes. Like I say, I get every little detail. If I can recreate it as close as possible, I'm like, yes, I will. As much as I can. I have not tested that bathtub. It's okay, because that bathtub was, I don't care if it's functional or not, it's staying where it is aesthetically. Your Sims can use a shower. Maybe it's just decorative. I may or may not have strong feelings. It's fine. Okay, maybe a face cam would add into my facial expressions, maybe. I'm sorry, I keep like wiggling my eye, not wiggling, but like, yeah, like lifting my eyebrows, like, emphasizing my point whenever I'm sassy, and it's just like, this is wasted on you guys. You don't even know. You don't even know. So obviously he has that drone shot that, you know, shows us I don't even know if it's the front, but you know, the outside of the hotel. Didn't go for recreating that specifically, but I just gave it some of the vibes, some of the color schemes, some of the general vibes. Because oh boy, listen, the sim lot isn't that big. we cannot recreate the whole hotel. That, and I was okay with that. I recreated the inside, shrimp out, except for that little back activity area I told you about. Oh yeah, this is it. Things are about to get fancy. There's gonna be a pool. There's gonna be other things that your Sims can enjoy. Kind of RIP whatever Sim actually lives here and, you know, has to pay like fancy hotel level worth of bills. But I believe in them. You know, clearly they've worked hard, achieved their dreams, and can afford such a fancy place. But okay, yeah. There's a pool, and then there's some loungers. There's a little bar area. There's a basketball area, and there is a chess table. So whatever your Sims want to do. They want to drink, they want to be active, they want to just sit and play some chess. They have options. So it's kind of nice because I don't normally go with such warm. Well, maybe not warm, but you know, I don't use like any of the terracotta kind of tiles. I don't use any like. This isn't my go-to color scheme, okay? My go-to color scheme is like blacks and reds and purples and. Well, whatever I end up falling into whenever I just randomly start building. Like that one time I built a kitchen in a Sims build once that was just mint green and gray. And then from that I was like, okay, this whole house, this is gonna be the color scheme. I don't remember if I uploaded that anywhere. Is that still sat in a folder somewhere being like, please upload me somewhere? So needless to say, this is the reason I have a side channel that's going to be chill Sim stuff and maybe a bit of chill variety, because there's too many things to do. But yeah, look at this. Look at this. I'm in love with this build. I'm very proud of it. I will pat myself on the back. I'm sure that, you know, there's probably little details that maybe could be done differently, but I am happy with how this turned out. I think you definitely, you know, you look at the video, you look at this, go, yeah, this is that hotel room. Totally. Don't remember the pool, but other than that. But yeah, thank you for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. If you like horror content, feel free to check out my main channel. If you like variety, feel free to check out my Twitch. And until then, well, until my next sim build, goodbye!